What is the best wrestling match of 2025 so far? Well, we're going to find out because we're going to count down our top 10 on this week's episode of Lobcast Wrestling, the wrestling podcast that is unscripted, unedited, unchanged in any way. So we're going to get into all that. And, well...
It's because we're lazy, Dave. Well, it's because I'm lazy.
It's laziness. But yeah, as usual, I'm the voice of reason, Dave Stevens. And of course, I'm joined by my jovial tag team partner, the man of the hour, the Tower of Power, Lee Hazel.
Jovial. Not bad. Not insulting. That's good. I can work with jovial.
Yeah, they're going to start getting a bit wild. I've got a list. I'm running out. You know, when you just Google adjectives ending in AL, and I've got a list.
Oh, what, they actually have to be AL then? Is that...
Well, that's kind of the thing, isn't it? You know, UL. It kind of sounds better, doesn't it?
What was Phenomenal. Phenomenal. Oh, okay, right, yeah.
Metrosexual.
Right, that was
bipedal,
it, yeah.
I think I've done so.
Bipedal.
Yeah. Congenial, I think I've done.
I had to look that one up. It weren't bad.
Yeah, see? I'll find some more obscure ones. You know.
Cool. Well, let us know when you run out and we can change the gimmick.
Yeah, exactly. Change the gimmicks. Yeah, well, we're going to do we might talk about some more wrestling afterwards, but, you know, we want to do a top 10 of the year so far because, yeah, we just thought, well, people like top 10s and we want more people viewing it.
Mm-hmm.
We're selling our souls to the top 10. You know? Absolutely,
but I'll be honest, Dave, it's 9 o'clock in the evening and it's still 26 degrees, so first things first.
Right. Yes, let's get some beer. It's your turn for beer this week.
And you have an option.
I have an option.
You have an option. Right. Orange or pineapple?
Ooh. I'm going to go with orange.
Oh, thank God.
Why does what am I drinking?
So this from Tiny Rebel is the latest collaboration that they've done, which I knew Dave would be appreciative of, even if he ain't going to be appreciative of the beer itself. This is the Tiny Rebels collaboration with the people who have made 28 Years Later, the upcoming zombie film. I'm making this sound like it's an ad read. It is absolutely not an ad read. No. We are not sponsored in any way, shape or form by these people. Anyway.
No, for people new here, we normally just drink a random beer every week.
And I saw these and I thought, oh yeah, no, this is exactly the sort of random. I've got another one coming up in a couple of weeks. Probably next month now, because we do this once every 2 weeks, and next week it will be your turn to choose the beer. But I've got one lined up, and it's got an ingredient in it that I've never had in a beer before, so that'll be really interesting.
Yeah, mine says Blood Orange Liqueur IPA.
Yeah, I've had that one, and I've had the pineapple one, and let me tell you, Dave, I prefer the pineapple one.
Okay, so let's crack them open. So
yours is called 2, and mine is called 8. Because that is how they're tying into like the whole 28 days later thing.
Well, here we go. Sniff test. Smells fruity.
Mm.
Oh, I'm worried, Lee. I'm worried. I came here for to read out my top 10s. I feel like I'm going to be poisoned now. Okay, I'll do.
I really like mine. Funnily enough, I actually think, despite the fact that I like this more, I think you will like that one a lot more.
Very nice. Yeah. Very nice. Yeah. That's actually not bad.
Do you know? Okay.
Well, considering how hot it is, that's actually quite refreshing.
I mean, honestly,
the aftertaste might get to me in about 10-15 minutes, but then considering I've probably only got about 10-15 minutes to drink it before it
goes warm,
before it's as hot as my pants.
Well, that is the thing. So I do have a Straya currently cooling in the fridge in case you want to change that. Actually, no. So unless the next one you have is a pineapple one, then you will you're out of luck because I thought I had more of these and I drank too many of them.
Well, let me have a sip of the pineapple.
Okay, let's give you a try.
Let me try. Sniff test. Oh, it smells very pineapple.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not good at all.
Okay.
No, the blood. I prefer the blood orange. I prefer my oranges like I like my diamonds. No edits, Lee. No edits. It took you a while to get that. Should we do the top 10 wrestling before we get cancelled for promoting beer that we're not supposed to, and promoting Blood Diamonds? No, even though it was a good film.
We can drink whatever the bloody hell we like, mate. There's no.
Speaking about the movie, not actual diamonds. There we go. There we go.
There you go. Yeah, no one's promoting Elon Musk's diamond blood trade. Yeah, there we go.
Right. Okay. Should we do the top 10 of the year so far? Because it's now mid-June, so it's halfway through the year. So we thought let's just do the best matches of the year so far. I found this quite. Well, you found this quite challenging, didn't you? You were still debating when I turned up an hour ago.
So there were certain matches that I absolutely knew were going to be in my top 10. Like, a couple of matches here, a couple of matches there. But the matches that I was really umming and ahhing over, and especially, like, not only which ones make it to the list, but where they go in, was the AEW main event scene. I say main event scene, it's more like upper mid-card / lower main event scene. Those matches.
We're talking about the area where Will Ospreay, Takeshita, and Kenny Omega sits.
Yeah.
That's the area.
Your Hangman Page, your Swerve Strickland, your Ricochet.
Basically, your main event scene that doesn't involve the Death Riders.
Yeah,
that's where we're talking.
Yeah, basically, any singles match that's happening in AEW between two of the male competitors that does not in any way, shape, or form involve Jon Moxley.
Yeah.
Or Adam Copeland. Or probably Christian Cage at this point as well.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I instantly wrote down 9 matches.
Yeah.
Then I had to go back and figure out some matches to shortlist.
I had 6 that I knew were making it, and then it was the other 4. I was like, which ones are those? Which ones am I going to put in
I had 9, and then I started watching a load of other matches because a lot of TV stuff I'd totally forgotten about. So I watched a load, seeing if any of those might have bumped some of the list. But no.
Do you have any honourable mentions?
I have one, and that was the tag team match from Grand Slam Australia.
Oh, okay.
Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay versus Takeshita and who did he tag with? Oh, Carl Fletcher.
Yeah.
That was a good one. That was on my shortlist going back for like the TV stuff. Yeah, that was
great one to talk about. Yeah,
that didn't make. I don't know if that made your list, but that.
No, it didn't. I don't know whether to talk about because I get the feeling that my big honourable mention is one that you've actually included in your list, so I might not.
Well, should we maybe go for some honourable? Well, let's not do honourable.
I'll say a couple of honourable mentions for me. Swerve Ricochet. Definitely an honourable mention.
Yeah. That didn't make my list, but that was a good one.
And you've definitely got a couple coming up that I'm pretty sure
if it's from TV, you can definitely honourable mention because there's not many TV matches. On my list.
Ospreay, Kevin Knight in the
that was a good one.
That was a great one. Did I have any others? Because that wasn't actually on TV. That was on Dynasty. That was one of the Dynasty ones. Yeah. Oh, the triple threat: Omega, Mike Bailey, and Ricochet. Okay. I thought was going to be. After that pay-per-view, I definitely thought that was going to be on my top 10 list, and it hasn't squeaked in.
Oh, well, we'll talk about that one a bit later.
Oh, will we?
Yes,
oh, okay.
We will.
That's not one of the ones that I thought was going to be on your list.
Spoilers. Well, should we actually get into the actual list?
Let's get into it, right?
Because you had a hard time with your ordering. I did as well, but we'll just get into it. Do you want to go first, or shall I go first? What we'll do is one of us will tell our 10. We'll explain why we put on a 10, then the other one can respond, and then and then we'll go from there. So
I'll go first then. My first match in my top 10.
So at number 10.
At number 10 for me.
Lee's number 10.
My number 10. Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair. WrestleMania 41.
Fantastic match.
Absolutely great match. A much needed highlight in WrestleMania. Which, by the way, guys, spoiler alert, but as far as my list is concerned, that is the one and done for WrestleMania this year. It has no other matches in there for me as it stands. Thoroughly disappointing show with a couple of really big highlights, and this was the biggest of a lot of them. Io Sky telling the story throughout the match of how she is the forgotten stepchild in this one. She is the red-headed ginger kid that nobody wants to lay claim to. And from the very beginning of the match to the very end, she proves why she is one of the best women's wrestlers in the world. And one of the reasons why it is not higher in my list is simply because since WrestleMania, they have done precisely fuck all with Io Sky since then.
Yeah. But then again, can you really judge what's happened in the 3 months after?
I mean,
on the match?
It seems to be the in vogue thing, especially when it comes to wrestling content creators. You can't just judge a match because of what happened at the match. It has to have consequences, ramifications, and things like that. That is actually...
Yeah, I mean, definitely, because a few of mine are on there because of, like, the build and the storyline.
Yeah, it's not necessarily a philosophy that I personally agree with. I think that a good match stands up regardless of what came before or afterwards.
Yeah, but what comes before and after does help. But
sometimes what you do... Sometimes something just pisses you off. And them going straight back to neglecting Io Sky after the whole point of this match was how you shouldn't neglect Io Sky has really dampened the thematic themes of the match for me. Thematic themes? Really nailing the head on that one with some precise precision.
Well, I mean, I agree. I mean, number 10 for you, that's quite a decent place. And I you know what, to be honest, I can see that. Number 10. I agree with you. It was the best match of WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and that was a shit WrestleMania.
Oh, God, one of the worst WrestleManias I have ever seen.
Yeah, it was the best match of WrestleMania.
I ain't seen them all, right? So don't, go lobbing 9 at me and stuff like that. I have not, I didn't have the money when I was a kid to watch all of the WrestleManias, and I sure as shit ain't got it now I'm an adult.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, that's definitely for me one of the best WWE matches this year.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Number 10. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you. That's quite good.
Is that your number 10 as well?
It is not my number 10. My number 10 is a WWE match, though.
Oh, okay.
My number 10 should have been on WrestleMania.
This is the one that I don't have on my list that I thought you would.
My number 10 is TLC from SmackDown April 25th this year between DIY. I forgot their names. I forgot the names of the tag team. That's how much I give a shit. Fuck. DIY Street Profits. And the Motor City Machine Guns. Sorry, I had a brain fart then. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, this is this should have been on WrestleMania. This could have been match of WrestleMania if it was on WrestleMania.
Absolutely.
I think this could have been bumped up to my number 9.
Okay.
Had it been on WrestleMania. Because the fact that it was on SmackDown, it just lost that prestige to it.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it was, I Like My Violence. It was a very good TLC match. And yeah, I mean, it just squeaked onto my list.
Just squeaked onto the list.
Yeah, because obviously you had some of the honourable mentions we mentioned were quite good. But yeah, I just thought I do like a bit of carnage.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why it got on mine. Squeaked onto at number 10.
Squeaked on at number 10.
Yeah.
Well, my take on this match is that, do you know what? I heard a lot of bollocks after WrestleMania saying that, this match, sure, it could have been on WrestleMania, but it would have gotten lost in the shuffle. Fuck, would have gotten lost in the shuffle.
It could have been high at best in show.
It could have absolutely been the match of the night, considering as how there weren't many contenders for match of the weekend that weekend when it came to WrestleMania. No. Once again, a show that was completely outclassed, I believe, by its NXT takeover that weekend.
Yeah.
Which, something that, even though I have put on a WrestleMania 41 or 42?
It was 41.
41.
WrestleMania's the same age as me.
Oh, okay.
That's how I remember
Yeah.
what number it is, because it's the same year as me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, technically I'm older because I was born in 84. First WrestleMania was 85, but obviously the numbers line up. The numbers.
Yeah, so but like I say, even though the triple threat from WrestleMania does make my list, nothing from that NXT. In fact, I don't think anything NXT wise has made my list this year.
Well, I mean, the TLC just squeaked on.
Mm-hmm.
But then, just to keep the conversation going, my number 9 is the triple threat from WrestleMania: Io Sky, Rhea Ripley.
Oh wow!
And Bianca Belair. So that was my number 9. Now I thought that was better than this, but I think the TLC could have gone. If the TLC was on WrestleMania, the TLC might have eked this down. So that's why I was that's why I really agreed with you when you put
it at 10.
Because I put it at 9. And yeah, it's probably one of the best WWE matches they've put on this year.
WWE really packing out the bottom of your list there.
They really are. They really are packing out the bottom of my list there. You know, so I'm assuming there's not going to be much WWE at the end of the year on this list, unless they pull their fucking finger out.
I mean, they've had their big period. They have had their WrestleMania. They've had the road to WrestleMania. Usually, things happen afterwards that just don't, it's pretty much all downhill. There's a slight bump at SummerSlam, but I don't even think that WWE gives a shit about Survivor Series anymore. Oh, wow. And I'm not really looking forward. Oh, Jesus Christ. That is the kind of thing that happens that really makes me think we should add edits into these.
Well, I'm going to blow my nose now, so... There you go, we're keeping it in. No edits, no cuts. There you go. You can hear my disgusting bodily habits.
Right, I've made a mental note of where that is in the
No, it has to stay. No, you burping, me blowing my nose.
Right, okay.
We promised. This is real. This is the real shit people want, God damn it.
We made that promise because I don't want to have to spend an entire fucking day editing this shit.
The blow knows it's summer.
Because you don't know how to use a fucking editing suite, do you?
No, it's
alright, okay.
But anyway,
yeah,
but you're talking about the WWE one. We could get saved by Goldberg though. WWE could be saved. Goldberg's back.
If we have time at the end of the list, I will discuss Mr. Billiam Goldberg.
Well, let's get on to so TLC 10. My number 9 is the women's triple threat. Your number 10 is the women's triple threat. What's your number 9, mate?
My number 9 is a match that I actually forgot happened until I was going over what could possibly be the matches that fill out my top 10 matches of the year. And this is something, I forgot it happened, so I replayed it, rewatched it, did not think that it was going to make the top 10. And then I watched it again and I just enjoyed myself so bloody much. Just watching 2 of the best wrestlers on planet Earth. One of which currently isn't getting the due that they perhaps deserve and has a history of that. But my number 9 is Paige versus MJF at AEW Revolution.
Ooh, okay. To be honest, I did not go back and rewatch it. I didn't even consider this.
It was just something that I was like, huh.
Was this the one where he done the angel swings and actually just face planted him completely?
Yes.
It was a good match.
Literally at that point of the rewatch, that is when I was like, yeah, that's going in. It reminded, and one of the things that I really loved about that match is just how much it reminded me that, yeah, you know what? We have gotten so wrapped up in the Hangman Page, the Swerve Strickland, the Osprey of it all, we've all forgotten that MJF is one of the finest wrestlers on God's green earth. His character work, especially in ring, how he emotes, how he uses his physical bodily reactions to tell stories in the ring. This story that he's telling is that, you guys think Hangman did nothing wrong? Well, I'm going to do nothing wrong when I absolutely batter the guy. What an absolutely fantastic match. What a brilliant piece of... It's a characters match. Not just great in-ring action, but what an absolutely fantastic just duel between the 2 most opposing characters in AEW.
It was a good match. Yeah, maybe I could have rewatched it. If I would have rewatched it, maybe it could have been on the shortlist towards that top 10. It's just that, that TLC match is one of the... I remembered it happened. A lot of these are like... When we was doing the list... I literally wrote down 9 matches straight away, and in the end, I thought, well, I'll keep them on there because
those are the ones
they're memorable for a reason. Yeah. So, but that was a good match. I'd remember that. That was a good match. I haven't watched it for a few months, so I haven't got really much more comment. I mean, I do miss MJF being in pay-per-view event. Like decent story, because I'm not really enjoying what he's doing at the moment.
I mean, I get the feeling what he's doing at the moment is he's giving his body a rest, because, we've seen the kinds of, the lengths to which Swerve, Osprey and Hangman are going to try and entertain us week in, week out. And he has decided that he is going to go with a bunch of guys who don't do an awful lot of selling, and he is just going to enjoy himself with them, do a bit of character work for a while before he slots himself back into the main event scene. And I say good luck to him because God knows he is another one whose body just must be... He's only young. He's like in his mid-20s. His body must feel like he's already in his 40s.
Yeah, true. I mean, he doesn't wrestle a lot, though.
He doesn't wrestle a lot, but he wrestles smart when he does it. And he's keeping his body in check. And it's something that, especially with some of the other matches that I think we're going to come up, is something that I've actually noticed about him a bit more and something that I've started to respect a hell of a lot more.
Oh, to be honest, I enjoy his matches whenever he does wrestle anyway. He's great. He's one of them guys you forget how good he is in the ring until he actually wrestles.
Absolutely.
And then you realise, he can wrestle as well as talk. Mm-hmm. Well, that's your number 9. Do you want to do your number 8?
I do indeed, Dave. I do indeed. My number 8, and it's actually a good thing that we ordered it out like this, because this is something that I actually consider kind of almost a companion piece to the previous match. Okay. It's not in the same storyline at all, but thematically, because this is another one of those matches where, just like Paige and MJF, this is two diametrically opposed characters that are having a really cool story moment at the moment. And that is this last week's Dynamite Summer Blockbusters opening match, Will Ospreay versus Swerve Strickland. Okay. Just two guys who... What I loved about this match is that this was a match where the two people in it, they had shit to sort out. They had personal grievances with each other. They are brothers. They love each other. They have a deep respect and admiration for each other. But shit has been going on recently. They are frustrated as hell with each other, and they needed to express that. And this was brilliant, and it was brutal. And it wasn't brutal with weapons. It was brutal with, like, just pure physicality. Ospreay goes through the bottom rope to hit Swerve while he's set on the apron with a hidden blade. And it is one of the nastiest things I've seen all year. And we have seen thumbtacks and cages and ladders and barbed wire. And that is one of the best pieces of violence that I have seen this entire year. Yeah,
that was good. It didn't make my list. I just thought the post-match angle kind of just soured it a bit for me.
Okay, Death Riders poison everything. Yeah,
they tend to just fuck things up. Mm-hmm. And to be honest, there's a...
I mean, I think it's the only time I've ever included a time limit draw into the best matches of the year list.
And I mean, I'm going to be honest, Will Ospreay is very well represented on my list anyway.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is nowhere near one of Will Ospreay's.
I literally thought about replacing this match with the triple threat at Dynasty, just to have like 3 more athletes on here who should be on here a bit more, who haven't had their chance. Well, they've had their chances to shine, but Will Ospreay exists, and unfortunately...
I think this is probably Swerve's best match of the year.
Oh, really?
I don't think it's nowhere near Will Ospreay's best match of the year. So it didn't make it for me. I mean, it is a good match. Mm-hmm. I think the post-match angle wouldn't have made my 10.
I tell you what,
and the only reason why I particularly remember this is because it literally happened this week. If we was doing this list in about 3 weeks, it probably would have been a lost in the shuffle.
I know. I was actually thinking to myself, is this genuine for me, or is this what they call proximity infatuation, where it happened recently, so I'm excited about it now, and I watched it again. We watched it together, before we recorded the podcast, and I was like, yeah, no, this is it. This is in. I'm here.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, number 8 is respectable. I mean, I would question your sanity if it was like higher than 5 and stuff. I would say, what are you talking about? There's far more. But yeah, it's not too bad. Well, my number 8 is one that we recently just watched. Ospreay versus Takeshita at Spring Break, April 16th.
Is that... I've forgotten, is that... No, that's not on there. No, I had to plug that for something else. There was a match that I was like, oh crap, I didn't include that one. I'll let you know what that is.
I mean, for me, as I said, I wrote down 9 matches, and then I went and found a short list, and I'm like, going through my short list of matches, and I'm like, I'm sure there was an Owen Hart tournament match that was a banger.
Yeah.
And I went back and then I found this and I watched it and I was just like, yep, that's it. That's the one. So that's why it went on my list. And then I watched it a couple of times. And I was like, Well, it's definitely better than that fucking triple threat at WrestleMania, isn't it? It's definitely better than that TLC, anything WWE's put on, really. Yeah. So it's definitely better than most of WWE stuff. So I thought I'll just because it's one of them ones. This could have been switched with my number 7, to be honest.
Yeah.
But because I didn't remember it offhand, I couldn't, in all conscience, place it above my number 7. So, but yeah, this was a great for TV match. This was awesome.
Yeah,
this was one of the best matches of that tournament. Yeah, it was just good. It was just another great Will Ospreay Takeshita match. Yeah. They're just wicked. They're just good.
Yeah, when you say it out loud, it does seem pretty absurd that it is not on, especially of the span of 6 months. How Ospreay versus Takeshita has not made my list. Maybe I should have put it on there instead of Page MJF.
I think it's one of them ones, but it was because it was TV. I totally forgot it happened.
Do you know what? I'm actually surprised that one's on there because to me that is a pure work rate match, and you are a story guy.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, it could be a bit higher because it is one of the best work, quote unquote, work matches. But it's just there's matches on here that I had more fun watching.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is my list. This is my opinion. So that's why it's down at number 8 and not at number 7. So I'm going to just go straight into my number 7. And you've done your 8, didn't you?
Yep, I've done 8.
So my number 7 is Kenny Omega versus Takeshita at this year's Revolution.
Yeah.
And to be honest, the reason why this one is, for me, higher than the Ospreay one is this one had more emotion in it.
Yeah.
There's more emotion in it with the story because, he was selling the diverticulitis.
Yeah.
Especially like the sideways table bump. So there was that. And in comparison to the previous match with Takeshita, like Ospreay Takeshita, this match was slower paced.
Yeah.
And I think that made it better because you had all the cool moves like the Ospreay Takeshita match, but Kenny Omega's slowed it down and stuff had time to breathe. And yeah, I mean, and that just goes to show why Kenny Omega is.
Yeah, you
could still argue he's better than Will Ospreay. Well, I mean, his experience wise, but yeah, this was slower, so there was more emotion in it. It was slower, and I just enjoyed it a bit more. It was just more.
Do you know what? I actually did rewatch that. And I'm now questioning, why did I not... It's not on my list.
It's not on your list.
It's not on my list. Oh. And I am, honestly, shocked it's not on my list. I guess, do you know what? I genuinely get the feeling that I might have just packed this list out with, what's the last thing that I watched?
Well, to be honest, I think we're going to disagree when we get towards the top of the list. Okay. I think you've probably got a few more work rate type stuff, and I've got more violence. But then I'm surprised this ain't on your list because this is a work rate match.
Well, that's the thing. I've got a few I'm
very shocked this ain't on your list.
The 2 last matches you've talked about are not on my list.
I thought they would have both been on your list.
I don't have Takeshita on my list at all.
Oh,
I have very little Omega. Very little Omega.
This is a shock. You shock me, Lee.
I know. And actually, honestly, looking at a few of these matches, some of these matches are actually more story-driven. Case in point, my number 7, the WWE match that I am sure is not the one that you've put on your list.
Go for it.
Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens at this year's Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
The Undisputed Championship in a ladder match.
Yeah, no, I didn't even consider this because I didn't enjoy it at the time.
Didn't enjoy it at the time, yeah. Because you were genuinely concerned for the health of... And frankly, I've been proven right. You've been proven right, yeah. It's a tragedy, and I have speculated that I think we have seen Kevin Owens' last match as a professional wrestler. I don't want that to be the case. That would make this one of his last matches. But yeah, just like I say, WWE for me is missing the hell out of Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens can do something that not a lot of people in WWE can do. He can take an angle by the scruff of its neck and he can lead it places. Punk can do the same thing, but as we can see right now with his booking in Saudi Arabia, Punk comes with a lot of baggage and a lot of controversy, and I don't think that it's all fun and games anymore with him. I think it's a bit upsetting. I think it's a bit... Anyway, stop talking about that.
Yeah, because otherwise I'll start getting into how CM Punk is a hypocrite.
Oh, God. Well, we'll have time at the end of the programme. We've got a few things that we need to discuss. We especially have some things that we need to discuss because they sort of came up last podcast, and we need to... Yeah, we need to catch up on our thoughts on those. But anyway...
So that was your number 7. We done my
that was my number 7, yes.
We done my number... So, shall I do my number 6 then? Because you've mentioned this already today. And I'm upset because my number 6 is Kenny Omega versus Ricochet versus Speedball Mike Bailey from this year's Dynasty.
I know. Nothing from that show, I think, has made it onto my list.
You know what? I mean...
And I'm actually surprised that something with Speedball Mike Bailey...
Yeah, exactly. But I like him in the multi-man stuff. But this... I was looking at that pay-per-view and I thought, this was the best match on that pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And while it's probably not as technically great as Omega, as the last two anyway matches, the two Takeshita matches, I just had immense fun watching this.
Yeah.
This is just like PWG type silliness, and this was just fun. And I rewatched it back, and you had the selling of the knees from Mike Bailey. You had the crane kick. I particularly like the finish with the one winged angel off the top rope while Mike Bailey was stuck in the corner. Yeah. This was just and Ricochet deserves to be on this list.
He does. He deserves to be on my list, and yet he's nowhere to be seen.
And so I mean, from another great pay-per-view, which is severely under rated in our lists, I gather. But yeah, this was the best match of that pay-per-view, and I it was just good. It was just good fun. It's just good silliness fun. I mean, one could argue that the two matches on stage before are better matches. But not in my opinion. I'd rather watch this back than those two. Yeah, this is more fun. If someone said to me like, "Oh, show us a match from this year that you like," and I would just show them this silliness, or something, or maybe a couple from later on in the list. But you know,
do you know what my recommendation is to anybody who wants to get into AEW?
What's that?
Arcade Anarchy. Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends versus Miro and Kip Sabian and that lot. Because it's just a really fun hardcore match.
Yeah, it's just fun. They do some good funs. I mean, I'll get into... I mean, they've started putting full matches on their YouTube channel now for anyone.
Oh, no, yeah.
So we'll be talking about that in our Wrestle Club recommendations later. But, well, that was my number 6. What is your number 6?
My number 6. Let's play some tricks with number 6. My number 6.
You've got to stop listing shit matches to me, Lee. Give me some good stuff now. We're getting halfway through the list.
Well, hopefully you'll think this is good. Anarchy in the Arena.
Yes. What a fucking match.
Oh my God, what a saga. Give me a saga. The entrances. The Predator. The Yankee Doodle Dandy bullshit. Kenny Omega. A Canadian coming out as Captain America.
Right, yeah, this was just stupid. I mean, to be honest, if someone said to me, anyone who doesn't watch wrestling, I'd probably put this on for them and just say, look at this craziness and tell me you don't like wrestling. Because this is just stupid good. And I was going from this... Spoilers, this is on my list. It can't not be on my list.
Yeah.
And I'm going through my matches, and then there are some really good matches on these lists. And then I was just like, yeah, but I had more fun watching Anarchy in the Arena. So then it went out, and I'm like, yeah, but I had more fun watching Anarchy in the Arena. And then it got... So while it's technically... number 6 is probably a good spot for it. I disagree.
It ends with a... completely pointless exploding table spot.
Completely exploding pointless table. There was just so much in this match.
The Death Riders getting shuffled into an ambulance was a pretty good one for me.
Yeah, which was only there because we had to have a random stretcher match earlier in the night that was only on the card to facilitate this ambulance being there, which I love.
Ricochet versus Mark Briscoe for a hot minute was very low down, but it was on my list at one point.
But that's for the fun factor.
Yeah,
not
oh
for
yeah,
for the fun factor.
But if you get the fun factor
and that's the thing. It's like
is this match.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Uncle Dave, if you go to Uncle Dave Meltzer's fucking star rating, all the matches I put on here are like over 4.5 stars.
Yeah.
Most of them are 5. So I mean, I checked that after I'd done my list because I didn't want to get swayed by, not that Uncle Dave's opinion fucking matters to me really, because just mind you, I trust it more than fucking Disco Inferno. Anyway.
Don't invoke his name. He's like Joe Hendry or Pitt.
What, and fucking do the Saturday Night Fever.
Oh, mate.
No, but I agree. Anakin Arena, I agree, it's higher on my list.
It's higher on your list.
It's significantly
I had a
higher.
I had a feeling it would be.
But it is probably the most fun
Yeah.
I've had watching wrestling this year.
Okay.
The most fun I've had. Whether that equates to the best match, to me, if I'm enjoying my wrestling, then that makes it good.
Absolutely.
Because, to be honest, you could say Ric Flair's all great matches, but if he's boring as fuck, then, I'm not,
1 hour epics with Ricky Steamboat might be in my wheelhouse of enjoyment, but they're not going to be in everybody's.
No, exactly. No. I mean, some matches stand the test of time, but, try watching the main event of WrestleMania 6 back. Mm-hmm. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Not good.
Have you done your number 6?
My number 6 was the triple threat match.
Right. So, we are currently halfway through. How are you doing for beer?
I'm doing okay for beer. I mean,
You're doing okay for beer?
How are you doing for beer?
Yeah, there's still plenty in there. I just
Should we do myself. Let's do a couple more, and then maybe when we get to the top 3, we can we can beer up, have a break and beer up. So, should I do number 5?
Do your number 5.
My number 5 is Hangman Adam Page versus Will Ospreay from this year's Double or Nothing.
The Owen Hart semi-final. The Owen
Hart final match.
Yeah.
That was my number 5. Could have been a bit higher, but to be honest, for me, the first 10 minutes or so are a bit slow, and then it just switches up again. And to be honest, the second half of that match is just so good.
Absolutely.
That it deserves to be up
The
here.
amount of times I have heard this year about, the John Cena match started off slow, but then it really kicked up a notch. No.
John Cena match?
No.
John Cena match kicked up a notch.
Jesus Christ.
Only when he told us and we could hear him. Oh, we're going to kick it up a notch. When he called the spot. Yeah. Oh, fuck off, John. Don't speak.
Now we're recording this in stereo, I feel like we're peaking a lot more. I'm going to have to look at these at the end of the night.
Oh, don't worry about it. Just for everyone be deaf. People on Spotify might be able to hear it better. Yes, we're on Spotify now as well, by the way. Yep. Shameless plug.
I wonder how well we're doing on Spotify. We're not doing too bad on YouTube for something that's only been around for 6 months.
But yeah, number 5, Hangman Page, Will Ospreay. I thought this was far better than the other Will Ospreay match. For a start, I remembered it. But this was just the storytelling, just everything that went into this match. I mean, from the moment they did the table botch, after when they got in the ring and they did the standoff, and when Will Ospreay went for the hidden blade and Hangman did the buckshot Larry, I think from that moment on, and it just fucking skyrocketed and went on, and then it was just so good, just such a good match.
A bit, the fact that I went a lot of the day without, because, it was 4 hours worth of wrestling. It was a long day. It was a bank holiday weekend in the UK.
It was a lot. I managed to get through so much of the day without finding out what the result was. And then you turn on your phone and you get an alert, and it's from a place you're not even expecting to get wrestling alerts from. OnlyFans. Not quite OnlyFans, no. It was in my Google recommendations. Oh, okay. When I turned on Google, and it just came up with a news story saying, so a bit soured for me. That's why I couldn't enjoy watching it as much as perhaps other people did. Did you do number 5? I've got to do number 5. That was number 5, yeah. Yeah. This is going to be an interesting one to discuss, because it's my number 5 pick. Will Ospreay versus Carl Fletcher in a steel cage at Revolution. Very good match. Great match. Very good match. Absolutely fantastic match. It was actually something that I was halfway through. I'd filled in a lot of my match, and I was like,
I'm missing something here. What is it? What? And I had to go back and see all the cards for all the pay-per-views that all the companies that I've seen do wrestling matches done. And I could not believe it. Oh my god, I am missing Carl Fletcher versus Will Ospreay in the...
I mean, to be honest, Lee, I think you don't like wrestling. I think you're trolling me, to be honest, with this number 5 pick. Because this is not number 5.
Right, well, shall we...
This is not number 5.
Shall we leave it there?
I'm going to leave it there, because this ain't... You anger me. I'll do my number 4 then, because this ain't even on... I know my number 4 ain't even on your list.
Okay.
But in my opinion, this is the best wrestling match that WWE has put on this year. And that's Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens at Elimination Chamber. In my opinion, this is the best WWE match this year. It was violent, it was visceral. And see, I think the thing that got this over for me is, so over the past few weeks, we've been doing, months we've been doing this, you've been recommending me a lot of matches from the 2010s and stuff, because I didn't watch. And a lot of those matches, unfortunately, have fell a bit flat for me because I don't know what's going on with the story. And sometimes that you need that. Now, I'm going to say this. I don't really know a lot about the Kevin Owens Sami Zayn story because obviously I didn't watch. But they managed to tell me what's been going on with them through this match.
Absolutely.
I felt it. So I didn't need... I mean, yeah, you had the little video package before, but I didn't need to watch the God knows how many matches they've done over the years. I felt... This gave me vibes of like Cactus Jack versus Triple H vibes for me. I mean, nowhere near as good as it. I mean, I ain't whack. But, but this gave me those sort of vibes. And for me, they managed to tell me the story that I didn't know was going on for the past God knows how many years in this one match. And it was violent... drop toe hold onto a chair with his head and stuff, and to think that now Kevin Owens obviously wrestled this match hurt, crazy, and this is could possibly be Kevin Owens' last match,
possibly. Along with Sting's, maybe one of the greatest final matches ever.
This was so good for me. This is by far. I mean, WWE.
If it is his final match,
WWE,
we hope and pray not.
WWE has not even come close to touching this match this year.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. They are missing the hell out of Kevin Owens.
This was so good.
Because imagine...
This could have been number 3 for me.
Imagine what Kevin Owens would be doing with John Cena right now. That would be so much better than any of the crap that he's done with anybody else. Yeah,
I mean, this is my number 4. But this could have been on par with my number 3. Quite easily. Because my number 4 and 3...
The set's collapsing on Dave.
I'm being attacked by the set. My number 4 and 3 were giving me the same...
You want to use that as a pillar, Dave?
Yeah, just ignore it. I'll sort it out later. Yeah, my number 4 and 3 gave me the same sort of vibes.
Yeah.
This arguably could have been a bit better, but I enjoyed number 3. But yeah, WWE's best offering by far. Not even close. It was just so visceral for me, this match. And considering it's a PG product.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if this was in AEW, this could have been number 1.
Yeah, probably,
for me. If this was an AEW match where they could have actually done something a bit more violent.
They could have actually bled.
Yeah, this was...
Instead of saving the blood for the end angle because, it won't mean as much if other people have bled. He's taken a barbed wire wrapped steel chair to the face. How the fuck is he not bleeding?
Yeah, it was just so good. That's my WWE match of the year.
It's your WWE match of the year.
So spoilers.
Number 4... A match that I'm almost certain isn't going to be on your list. I am almost certain it won't even make it, and it's my number 4. It's Mercedes Moné versus Jamie Hayter, the Women's Owens final.
How is this
such a great in-ring match?
You know what? Well, I went back and rewatched this one as part of my shortlist. So I could see if this made it on your top 10. I don't know how it's got to number 4.
It's number 4 because...
I mean, you like your technical wrestling. I know that, but...
I do. And it was just because as well, I was really invested in... I wanted Mercedes Moné to lose so bad. After the match she had with Athena, where she stole the match in the last few seconds and then ran out of the ring.
Yeah.
And she does the same thing here. Oh my god, one of the most shocking, I wanted to punch Mercedes Moné in the face after this
I
match.
mean, one more. I mean, I'm surprised that you think this is better than the Stadium Stampede on that show, because these are on the same. These are on the same show.
Yeah.
And you think this is better than the Stadium Stampede, and you haven't even mentioned Hangman Page yet, so I'm getting a bit worried. I mean, I expect the Hangman Page one could be high, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I can see. I know why you like this.
You know why I like it.
I know why you like it.
Best
so I can
in-ring women's match in AEW.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I fully expected this to be on your list. I'm just very surprised it's at number 4.
I just would, like, you know, I was like...
What's more surprising is this isn't number 4 and you haven't got a Takeshita match on your list.
On my list,
this surprises me, Lee.
Yeah, I know. I was actually quite shocked.
I mean, to be honest, people, I want people to actually comment in, like, whose list... Comment in the doobly-doo, like, below. Like, let us know whose list you agree with as we start to move on to our number 3s. So,
who's doing number 3 first? Is it going to be me?
Well, should we get some beer?
Should we get some beer? Right, are you done then?
I'm near enough done. I'll be done by the time you come back with beer.
Right. You plug the socials.
I'm going to plug some
stuff,
shit.
Yeah?
Raid Shadow Legends. No, I'm joking.
Oh, really? We'll have to check that one for peeking.
I got excited. Right, well, while Lee goes to get me some more beer, right, obviously, now is your time to like, share, subscribe, all that sort of shiznit. If you don't like it, just give us a thumbs down. I don't give a fuck. And then fuck off, for all I care. But yeah, if you wouldn't mind, like, share, subscribe, comment below some bollocks if you want. In fact, just to prove you listened to it this far, just write some bollocks in the comments. That'll be quite fun. But yeah, comment, let us know whose list you agree with more. It's blatantly mine, because I know what I'm fucking talking about. But anyway, yeah. And also, if you want to check out more of our stuff, we're also on the socials at LOB Wrestling on all the social medias like X and Blue Sky and Insta and all that. He's taken a long time to get beer, you know, so I am going to enjoy it. I mean, it's 28 days later bullshit he's bought me. It's quite nice. So it's a lot better than the cheap shit I bought him, I have to say. So I'm going to have a sip. So. But yeah, so again, LOB, at LOB Wrestling on all the socials. We're also on Spotify now. So, yeah. But, yeah, so I cannot believe he's not got a Takeshita match on his fucking list. Oh, I bet he's got the Hangman Adam Page one as his number 1. Spoilers, I bet he's got Hangman Page at number 1. Yeah, this is shocking. So, yeah, but I don't know. Where's that beer, Lee? God, you know, I've taken his time. It's a good job I'm interesting to listen to, isn't it, really? You know, star of the show and all that. I can say these things because I know he don't fucking listen to it back, you see. So I can say exactly what I want and he'll never know. But I wish he'd hurry up, though, because it's kind of warm in here and my beer's warm. I'm warm. I don't even know what the temperature is out there. This really is not interesting to listen to whatsoever. Shall I talk about how great it is for Bill Goldberg to be back in WWE? That's fantastic. I'll do that while he ain't here. Then he won't get a chance to talk about it, will he? Bill Goldberg's back. You know. God, what is he doing? Well, I'm going to run down my list then, because we've gone from... I'll give you a rundown of my list from 10 to 3. Number 10, TLC on SmackDown. Number 9, Triple Threat from WrestleMania 41. Number 8, Triple Threat from Spring Break. No, not Triple 8. I don't know. Oh, he's back. He's got beer. God, I'm dreading listening to that God knows how long back of me just waffling about utter shit. No, it takes about like 30 seconds to do the socials, Lee. You've been gone how long? Fuck me.
It took me about 4 minutes to find a bottle opener.
There's a bottle opener in this room. There's about 6 of them. Why did you bother? Find it. Look, there's one there. Is that why you've disappeared for so long?
I actually couldn't.
You were looking for a bottle opener. There's one in my hand, right? And I bet there's another one up there on the side.
You're pointing, and no one can see where you're pointing.
I can't see where I'm pointing to. It's fucking dark in here.
It is dark in here. Yeah.
God, I even mentioned Bill Goldberg. That's how long you've gone.
Okay. We're at.
We're at number 3 now. I started counting down my list again, and then I.
Do you want to carry on counting down your list?
No, because I already fucked it up.
Okay,
it's because I can't see this bit of paper anymore. Cause it's well, we're at number 3, so should we go number? I'm not. We're not.
Number 3?
We're not editing any of that shit out, by the way. Just so you know, because we.
You're knowing we ain't editing any of this shit out because you've just fucking heard it.
I know. I right mugged you off, Lee. I'm going to see if you actually listen to this podcast.
Oh my fucking
I right
God.
mugged you off. You know. I told him about your blood diamonds under the bed.
Yeah, you leave my blood diamonds alone. A lot of people died to get me them.
It's not the only incriminating thing under the bed I found, though, Lee. Dun dun dun. Anyway, right.
Did you give it a try?
I wouldn't mind. There's not even a bed in this fucking room.
Oh, you're sitting on one. That thing folds out.
Does this fold out? God, I've been sitting on this thing every 2 weeks for the last 6 months, and I didn't even know that it folds out. God. Shocking. Right, should we go to number 3 then?
Who's 3 is going to be first?
I'll let you do your 3 first because you're a whack. So go on, I'll let you do your number 3 first.
I don't have any idea why you didn't think.
I've predicted what your number 1 is. Why you were gone.
I think you know what my number 1 is.
So we'll see. Yeah. In fact, actually, no. I think your number 1 might be my number 3. But okay. we'll go for your number 3.
So my number 3, and I don't know why you thought that this wasn't going to be on my list. It's Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn.
Oh, I thought this wasn't on your list.
I told you I have 3 WWE matches on my list.
Yeah, I just assumed.
And there was the other 2 were the triple threat at Mania and the Owens and Cody one.
Oh yeah, Yeah, I thought the TLC might have been on there.
No, the TLC was the one that got bumped off. Even though, like we said earlier, should have absolutely been on the card. It would not have got lost in the shuffle. It was a highlight on an event that desperately needed more highlights. But anyway, Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. I was in the height of my WWE skepticism at this moment when I was watching this. I'd watched the last few weeks of Raw. We have only just gotten back into watching WWE after years of being away. I wasn't watching the apparently awful times of 2019. So watching WWE in a supposedly better product wasn't, I didn't have 2019 to compare it to, so I wasn't as high on it as a lot of other people were. But this match showed me 2 of the greatest wrestlers who have ever lived have the apex of their feud together, which I did not think we'd get in WWE. I thought it would have been an El Generico versus Kevin Steen match in ROH would have been the best thing that they ever did. And no, this is absolutely the apex of both men's careers. One of the absolute greatest pieces of violent storytelling I have ever seen.
It was just so good. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, at least I'm glad that we're in agreement that this is the best thing WWE's put on this year.
Absolutely, yeah.
It was so good. Is this my beer?
Oh, that's your beer, yeah.
So what
Estrella.
am I drinking at Estrella? Yeah. I don't think I've had one of these.
Oh, do you not?
I don't know.
We've always got Estrella in the fridge, so this is a good option for you if you like it. It's a Spanish lager, so I thought this might be up your alley.
No, not overly keen. It's all right.
Not overly keen.
No.
Would you prefer the pineapple beer? No, you didn't.
No,
like
I'll drink
beer.
it. I'll drink it because I'm not a douche.
Because unfortunately, this was the only thing I gave you.
No, it's fine. I'll drink it.
The option that I had for you earlier, I was going to give to you, was going to be the last.
After
Bud
what
Light.
I gave you last week, that fucking cheap shit.
Yeah.
I beggars can't be choosers. So I'm not gonna.
Oh God, what was that? Was that the Cornish like?
No, that was. It was the cheap. It was awful. I forgot what it was called. I even forgot what it's called.
It had an aftertaste.
I know if I see it again, I'll stay clear. But yeah, so yeah, I'm glad you put that match on your list.
Are we on 3 for you?
That was your 3, and my 3
coming up, right? Yep.
So Owen, that match could have been my 3, but this match just picked it. It was the Hollywood ending, Mariah May versus Toni Storm. Because I remember I remember watching it because that was Sami Zayn was March 1st, and then this match happened like 8 days later.
Yeah,
and I remember watching it. I was like, well, I thought that was my match of the year, but this is fucking better than that. Like, and this was more violent.
Yeah.
The story was there. This is without a doubt the best women's match I have ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
There is no question that this is the best match I've ever seen. So I'm assuming I think this is going to be this could be your one, I think. But I won't spoil it. But this, I have a feeling. I mean, I thought for a minute your Hangman one could have been number one, but because you ain't said that yet. But yeah, because you haven't said Ospreay Hangman yet, have you?
No, not yet.
No. So yeah. So this
maybe I won't, Dave. Maybe I won't.
Yeah. Well, I'm not surprised with the fucking list you've given me. But fuck me. Yeah, no, this hit the same vibes as the Kevin Owens match, but it was just more violent. Maybe because it was women. The storyline, it was a long storyline that I was very invested in, and yeah, this was just so good.
Yeah,
smacking in the face with a shoe, the Hollywood sign as a table, the glass in the bucket, like the Type A deathmatch glass in the bucket, like taped to the wrist and stuff. It was just so good. And I rewatched it back and I totally forgot that she smashed a bottle in her crutch as well.
Yeah.
It was just so much
She
silliness.
christened her and set a sail.
It was it was just so much fun. And I think that's why this pipped the Kevin Owens match, because this one was more fun. Even though it hit the same kind of beats for me, this hit more fun. And to be honest, as a show, I was enjoying this show more than I was enjoying that Elimination Chamber show. So yeah, this was, and I remember at the time saying this was better, so I had to put it higher. Yeah. So that was my number 3, the Hollywood ending. What's your number 3?
My number 3 was Kevin Owens.
Oh yeah, you did
versus Sami Zayn.
So should I just go? I'll go into my number 2.
Go into your number 2.
Anarchy in the Arena.
Anarchy in the Arena. We knew it was going to come up.
It was just like, it should have been lower. But then I'm looking at the list, I'm looking at the order, and I'm like, yeah, but did I enjoy it more than Anarchy in the Arena? No. So then Anarchy in the Arena just kept creeping up and up, and I was just like, and I'm thinking to myself, I can't put the Hollywood ending at number 2.
I know.
And so I was surprised that Anarchy in the Arena is so low. But then it's not your kind of. I mean, I know you like it, but you like the.
Oh, I it's
no, but you like the one-on-one technical wrestlers type matches, and this is so far removed from that.
The reason why I absolutely love this match, and honestly, I've loved all the Anarchy in the Arenas. I loved all the Stadium Stampedes.
I think this was the best one though they've done.
Do you know
I think this is the combination of all the ones before, where they've figured out what works from all the others, and they put it all together into this one. And it, like the music, because I mean that weren't a feature of the first few, the music and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, it was.
Not the Stadium Stampede.
Oh, not the Stadium Stampede.
I think it was like one of the Anarchy in the Arenas.
It was the Anarchy in the Arena where they first did that. I think it was they played Judas. It was a Final Countdown over and over again, wasn't it?
No, the first time they'd done it, it was Wild Thing.
Oh, it was Wild Thing, right? Yeah, yeah.
Like that. But yeah, I mean, I just think that it's like they've picked the bits from all the different ones and they've put it all together into this complete silliness of a match, which, you know, I enjoy every time I watch it. It's just so fucking. I mean, we spoke about it. It's just crazy. And
what do you think is the best spot of the match?
Oh, you know, I mean, is it? I really like the Willow being chained, like padlocked to the.
Mine too. With the ear thing.
Yeah, with her because she has the ear stretchers, don't she?
And
they padlocked her to the ring post
on an entire show filled with incredibly violent and wince-inducing bits. That for me was by far and away the biggest.
It was disturbing.
I will remember that for the rest of my life. Much like I will remember Hobbs and Willow standing in the middle of the ring, and she pulls off her shirt and reveals
got the big black and Jack t-shirt. Yeah, great stuff.
I literally this was a match that got me up off of my chair, like England just fucking scored a goal in the World Cup.
That's why it's hype, because honestly, this is the most fun I've had watching wrestling,
and that's what these. And this is why they main event these matches. Like, this is why sometimes when it comes to Double or Nothing, you get a Stadium Stampede or you get an Anarchy in the Arena, and that main events instead of the World Championship.
Yeah, these matches are just great.
Yeah, and it's only something truly special that goes on after it. Yeah. Introducing my number 2 match of the year.
Yeah. What's your number 2 then?
the match that came on after Anarchy in the Arena at Double or Nothing.
Oh, the Hangman
Adam Page versus Will Ospreay.
I can see it. I can see it.
Match that I was trying to say it earlier. I was trying to swerve you guys earlier by saying that the fact that I found out like who won it kind of spoiled it a little bit for me. But fuck me, when I watched it again, I got the emotion out of it that I was hoping to get out of it the first time. What a fucking incredible match.
Yeah.
Two of the greatest professional wrestlers on planet Earth right now, just showing everybody on Earth why they are the best.
The only reason this is so low on my list is because I didn't particularly enjoy the first 10 minutes.
You see, and for me, the first 10 minutes are great because it's got technical wrestling in it and it's them two feeling out and it's the proper kind of things that they do in the first 5 minutes pay off in the last 5.
Yeah.
That is the thing for me that I really think is incredible, is spectacular, is just... Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I understand where you're going, but for me, I thought the first 10 minutes were just average, though. They were kind of average. They weren't like... Whereas the technical, like throughout Kenny Omega and Takeshita, was all the way through. From the first to the end.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, even though it, like, when you start getting to the finish, it picked up a bit, but I thought it was great all the way through, whereas this one, I thought the first 10 minutes was a bit slow, which is why it went down to like my number 5. But yeah, I can totally see why it's up at number 2 for you, because this is your jam. Yeah, it was a great match.
So, who's doing the number 1 first?
Well, I'll do my number 1, since I think anyone who's paid attention will know. My number 1 is Ospreay versus Fletcher from Revolution.
You said
Steel Cage match.
Second that it was the second that we discussed it. After
as soon as I watched this match, I went match of the year, and nothing has beaten it. Even I've rewatched it again since. Nothing. This was I mean, I like my violence. This had the violence. The story was there. It was action packed from start to finish. Even the wonky bit in the middle where Mark Davis tried to get in was still good.
It's probably why it only hit 5 for me.
Even then, it was still good though, because they did get rid of him quite quickly.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, you had the Spanish fly off the top, and even the finish where you got Carl Fletcher on his knees, and he's just like, "I fucking hate you," and then Kenny Omega just smacks him.
That is what Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay,
sorry.
That is what brought me. That is what made me go, okay, right, yeah, no, back down to the top 5 with you. You are definitely in the top 5. This is. That story really, for me, like, picked up at the end. Because I think one of the reasons why I wasn't quite as enamored with it as you were is because I just weren't picking up on the story that the match was telling, the story that the feud was going on beforehand, where it's like, okay, so Callis has gone into Kyle Fletcher's head, and he really hates Kenny Omega, but I never really bought into his hatred of him. I never really sort of, like, believed it. But then, by the end of that match, I was like, I understand now.
Yeah, well, it's similar to the Sami Zayn Kevin Owens match, where, like, they've told me the story in the match. They've told me what I need to know. So you can go into it and watch it, and you can get... this is the best match of the year. And to be honest, it weren't even close for me. To be fair, this is my favourite match of the year. The finish was great. It had the spots. It had the violence.
Yeah,
you know, all these other the thing is, all these other matches that I've pulled out, like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, it hit the same marks with the violence and the storytelling. And then you've got things like with that Hangman Adam Page with the finish and stuff.
Yeah.
This hit the same with me for the finish and that. This gave me the same sort of vibes as the Cactus Jack Triple H match as well. Like, same sort of things and that. Like, the same sort of emotions.
Yeah.
It was just, this is just, like, the best. This is just the best of AEW, this, you know. And, you know, I mean, it is testament when you look at some of these matches. Like, you know, you could rearrange this with the Stadium Stampede or the Hollywood Ending or the Sami Zayn. You know, there's not a lot of difference in them.
Yeah.
But for me, personal choice, I think this is my favourite match of the year. Yeah. It's just great. And your number one is... I know what your number one is.
You do, yeah.
Go on, tell us.
It's the Hollywood ending.
Oh, I knew it.
Tony Storm versus Mariah May. And I'll tell you why it's my number one match of the year. It's because this has showed me that wrestling can still surprise me. After everything I have seen, after everything, I didn't think that wrestling could give me anything new at 38 years old, having seen it for the last 35 years of my life. And this match blew me away with its originality, with its storytelling, with its incredible dedication to violence through storytelling. One of my favourite matches, not just of this year, but of all time. When I watched this, I was like, this is something special. This is something absolutely special. I did not need to watch this match again. I remembered every single spot that happened in it. I've committed this match to memory. I've seen it once. It was 15 minutes.
Well, yeah, considering it's the shortest matches of like old, because all these other ones are like half hour long. Yeah, I'm not surprised it was easy to remember. But I totally agree with what you're saying, because I mean, I remember that's the thing at the time. I mean, to me, this is kind of on par with the Sami Zayn match. But I remember at the time, because this came like 6 days, and I was like, well, that was better than Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
And at the time, that Sami Zayn match was my match of the year.
Yeah.
Because obviously the
I mean, the
Ospreay match hadn't happened.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that was the first timeline wise. Actually, that Sami Zayn match was the first one to happen.
Yeah.
Chronologically on my list.
The first one to happen chronologically on my list was Kevin Owens versus Cody Rhodes.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see how this is number one. This was. Yeah, I mean it's the greatest women's match of all time. So it needs to be up there. It's just so good.
And that's exactly what I thought. Like I've said to you before, my favourite women's sports entertainment match of all time is the Hollywood ending. But also, Mercedes Moné versus Jamie Hayter may be my favourite in ring. And bear in mind, guys, yes, I have not watched a lot of Japanese or Mexican wrestling, so you might be screaming, like some names from Stardom and stuff like that at me. I'm sorry, I am not that well versed with them.
So no need to apologise. There's no one listening at this point. If they haven't turned off when I was waffling for fucking 5 minutes or however long it took, I'm probably exaggerating.
For the skip ahead button.
I'm probably exaggerating how long you was gone, but but yeah, I mean, no, this is I mean, I can see why you put the Jamie Hayter match on your list. I expected it to be on there. But I mean, this was just far superior to any. Like the storyline. It's the best. It was the best AEW storyline of the year so far. Yeah, easily. And it's just a shame that now Mariah May's not. I mean, the fact that she's not in AEW anymore kind of makes this match even more epic because she's beaten and gone.
The best last match, apart from maybe Sting, that anybody's had in AEW.
Yeah, I mean, this was just so good.
I mean, and it's, what an incredible match. I know, here's the thing. She might be spinning that narrative that, they didn't use me for 6 months, I wanted to be used. Bollocks. You knew you were just outed on one of the greatest matches of all time. And that is exactly how you want to go out. Yeah. And if you're determined, because it's been your dream since you were a kid to go to WWE, this is the perfect match to go out on. And good luck to her in NXT, which I didn't think she should go to NXT. I thought she should go straight to the main roster, but frankly, she is needed in NXT. NXT has been gutted.
It has.
Anyway,
should we start? Well, let's go into our ramble of the wrestling landscape as it was. But do you want to just recap your top 10 again?
My top 10.
Should we do it top of the pop style?
Top of the pop style.
That's a deep cut for anyone. Like, if you're under 20, when did Top of the Pop stop?
Right, so here's one of those.
It's before my daughter was born, surely.
Here is one of those horrible facts that you don't think is true, but is true. We have been alive longer since the end of Top of the Pops than we were alive while Top of the Pops was on.
Oh no. Well, anyway, there's non-copyrighted song that sounds similar to Led Zeppelin. That's just an odd note.
Number 10, Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair, WrestleMania 41. Number 9, Hangman and Page versus MJF, Dynasty. Number 8, Ospreay versus Swerve at the Hollywood Blockbuster. Number 7, Kevin Owens versus Cody Rhodes at the Royal Rumble. Number 6, Anarchy in the Arena, Double or Nothing. Number 5, Fletcher versus Ospreay, Cage Match, Revolution. Number 4, the Women's Owens Final, Mercedes Moné versus Jamie Hayter at Double or Nothing. Number 3, Owens versus Zayn at the Elimination Chamber. Number 2, Men's Owens Final, Hangman and Page versus Will Ospreay, Double or Nothing. And number one with a bullet, number 1, Dave, it is the Hollywood ending from AEW's Revolution.
Now let's throw it back to Jimmy Savile.
You know what? I'm leaving that one in there. And if anyone wants to clip that out and cancel you, they fucking well can.
That's going to be one of our shorts.
Oh,
it's going to be one of our that and me waffling while you got the beer.
Yeah.
Let's entertain people with my shit. Right.
It worked the last time. 1,400 views.
It did, yeah. And that was me, my fantasy booking. Where's my beer gone? There it is.
That was you clickbaiting the audience into thinking that R-Truth was going to turn up on Dynamite.
Alright, well, shall I do my Top of the Pops countdown there?
Uh-huh.
So there's a recap. At number 10. Oh, that's my bloke from X Factor, isn't it?
Yeah.
Shall I do it in his voice?
Do it in his voice, yeah.
At number 10, TLC SmackDown, April 25th. You can still do the... At number 9, Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, and Bianca Belair, WrestleMania 41. Rachel Adedeji. At number 8, Will Ospreay versus Takeshita. Spring Break Through. Spring Breakthrough. Was it Spring Break or Spring Breakthrough? Oh, you're nodding. Breakthrough. Okay.
Bobbing!
You're bubbing. Oh, okay. Keep bubbing. At number 7, Kenny Omega versus Takeshita. AEW Revolution. At number 6, Kenny Omega versus Ricochet versus Speedball Mike Bailey. AEW Dynasty. At number 5, Hangman Adam Page versus William Ospreay. Double or Nothing. At number 4, Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. Elimination Chamber. At number 3, the Hollywood ending, Mariah May versus Toni Storm, AEW Revolution. At number 2, Anarchy in the Arena. At number 1, Will Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher, AEW Revolution. Back to Simon Cowell.
My lips have gone numb.
Have they?
Good God.
I've just annoyed everyone, really.
Ah.
This is possibly the most annoying show we've done so far.
Oh my God, I think this is... Oh God, this has been terrible.
Yeah.
This has been awful.
Yeah,
we will lose subscribers and we didn't have any to begin with.
Yeah, it's alright. Well, to finish, they got to get past the first 2 minutes to realise it's shit. Should we talk about wrestling in the last couple of weeks briefly? Or do you want to... Or should we quickly do Wrestle Club? Should we save Wrestle Club for the end?
Yeah, save Wrestle Club for the end. There are 3 things that I think deserve discussion. One, because we delved into it quite a bit last week and there's been some revelations since then.
Yeah. Are we talking R-Truth?
Yeah, let's talk about R-Truth.
We're going to talk the truth, we're going to talk the bank, and then some more wank. Okay? The truth, the wank, and the bank. Mm-hmm. What truth? Yeah, truth. Truth is back.
So yeah,
my fantasy booking was bullshit.
No, well, I mean, my fantasy booking came true. He came back at the very next available opportunity because WWE were like, right, we have gotten so much goodwill over the last couple of years, we can't have something like this take it away from us. Yeah. So, and a lot of people I had no idea that Truth was going to be. Oh man, they swerved us. Firstly, fuck off. No, they fired the guy.
As soon as the hooded figure hit the ring, I was like, R-Truth.
Yeah, that's R-Truth, yeah. Absolutely, there's no fucking way it's not going to be R-Truth. And it was just,
Well, apart from that, and he slid in the ring and his shirt came up, and I thought, well, who's that mysterious black guy that's just got in the ring? Oh, it's R-Truth. I'm glad he's back. He's back. I like R-Truth. I'm glad that they've changed his gimmick as well.
Yes.
I'm glad that they hopefully have put him into a bit more of a main event position. Whether or not they use him in that position,
I don't think they will. I think he's going to have one go, he has got it in his contract now that if we let you go, you ain't going to say shit to anybody. And they have made it very clear to the rest of their roster, hey, we get rid of him, we get rid of anybody. None of you motherfuckers are going to comment on that at all.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's come back. Obviously, he's done a power move, because apparently he didn't take anyone's call.
Yep. And he's got his own name back.
And he's only got his own name back. So
you can tell,
you know he's going to be leaving again. Like, in the nearest future.
Oh, they are going to, instead of get rid of him after putting him in a main event angle, they're just going to slowly stop using him on television. And then in 18 months' time, after everybody's completely forgotten that he's still with the company,
it'll be quietly
it'll be quietly let go again. Yeah. And he'll be able to take indie bookings, he'll be able to go to TNA, he might be able to turn up at Dynamite, whatever. I'm not opposed to him turning up at Dynamite, I have to say, because other people have done quite well in that role. Jeff Jarrett, for example, or Sting. Yeah. I think they've done all right doing what they can.
R-Truth could still go, so... Yeah, I'm pleased he's back. I just hope it leads to something entertaining.
Yeah. The two other big things I think that deserve discussion. CM Punk in Saudi Arabia.
Oh. What the fuck?
You build your brand on authenticity. And don't get me wrong.
I have lost a bit of respect for him for that. Or is it a case of he's been told you're going?
I get the feeling he's been told, right, you've got a match with John Cena at Night of Champions, and if you don't do the Night of Champions match, then you are not part of Cena's retirement tour.
Yeah.
You don't get to have anything to do with him for the rest of the year, and you will be locked into that feud with Seth Rollins, which I think he is desperate to get out of because I think he's been
backed into a corner with it.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I thought that this was going to happen because
the paycheck is just too good to ignore.
Maybe, yeah.
I'm not being funny. You have principles, but there is a point where the money's outweighs some principles.
Hey man, when he was in AEW and Moxley said he wanted to be the heart and the soul of the company, what did CM Punk respond with? He said he wanted to be the dollars and the cents.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it does make that tweet that he sent the Miz a bit naughty now, but
it's just I bet you he apologised for that. He went to a WWE taping, got himself filmed trying to get into the taping and say, hey, if you see the Miz, tell him I said sorry. He's been planning this shit for years.
Yeah.
He knew he would have to go into the Saudi show. And this is the consequence of that. Is that a lot of people who were big into CM Punk are now less so. But honestly, it's not going to matter.
It would make more sense if Vince McMahon was still there, but do you think they've purposefully done it just to piss him off?
Oh.
Do you think they've done it purposefully to say, like, look, we're in charge.
I don't think it's... I don't put it past them at all to do anything.
Because if Vince McMahon was still here, that would be it. It would be like, you're going.
Oh, dude. Vince McMahon may not be in charge, but every single month it seems like Triple H does something that is actually... I'm not as far from Vince as you would want me to be.
Yeah, very Vince McMahon-ish.
But the main reason why I think that they want CM Punk there is because he's the most important person to go to Saudi Arabia for them. Because if he goes, then that's the most legitimacy they've ever got. Oh, the guy who's the anarchist, the voice of the voiceless, the guy who rails against authority. He's going, he co-signs off on the Saudi shows. Oh, then they must be good then.
Yeah, they must be good now. The guy who said you should never go here, they must be good now.
Exactly. Yeah. They have got authenticity and legitimacy by bringing him to Saudi Arabia. And unfortunately, for a lot of people, I don't think WWE has gained authenticity. I think that CM Punk has lost it in this move.
Yeah, well, I just think he's a hypocrite. But still, each to his own. Yeah. He's making more money than me, so good luck to him, I suppose.
And the last thing I think we should talk about
Goldberg. Are we talking Goldberg or Money in the Bank?
We are talking gold. Oh, I don't give a shit about Money in the Bank.
Yeah, the Money in the Bank matches were kind of fun. The rest of it was wank. There we go. Simple review.
The main event was, wank. I thought, atrocious.
Fucking shit.
Until R-Truth got in, and then it was like, oh, that's good, he's there. I don't agree with what a lot of people were saying, where it's like, oh, I had no idea he'd be a part of this. I thought the second that this became a news story, he absolutely was going in there. Although I got to say,
my fantasy, but I did enjoy doing the fantasy booking of him in AEW. It just came to me.
I got to say though, if you're Carlito, how bad do you feel? Yeah. What is he? Chopped liver?
Yeah. Oh well.
I mean, if you're Valhalla, sure. I don't think Valhalla's expecting a wave of support or anything like that.
The thing is, I think the thing with the R-Truth thing though is he was literally in the main event of the fucking Saturday night thing, like a week before.
Yeah,
like,
and then they get rid of him. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just like, that's just the noise that can only describe that. It's, Anyone of my age knows what face I'm making when I do that noise. Fucking
God almighty.
But yeah, and now we've got Goldberg.
Not done one of them since I was in primary school. Jesus.
And now we've got Goldberg coming back. What fun.
I'll tell you what's really annoyed me recently. Every fucking YouTube content creator has been going, you know what? It'll be fine. Goldberg's going to get in there. Gunther's going to squash him. Going to cement Gunther as a heel.
No,
he's going to... When the fuck has Goldberg ever agreed to do a fucking job? He does it when he absolutely needs to, because Brock Lesnar has fucking turned up to his house or whatever and told him, hey, I did a job for you, you're going to do a fucking job for me.
Yeah.
He is not doing a fucking job to Walter. He maybe, if you were going to have optimism for the future, then maybe, possibly, if he was tight with the Steiner brothers, he wins the belt off of Gunther, and then at SummerSlam, he drops the belt to Bron Breakker. Possibly. If he's feeling like he's doing a job at all.
Yeah, I don't know where it's going to go. I mean, I'm intrigued to see where it goes. Kind of, but I think I'm only really intrigued because there's not really much to be intrigued about on this WWE show.
I don't know what John Cena's match at SummerSlam is going to be. If it's Cody Rhodes, I'm not interested. I'm sorry, I'm not. The match at WrestleMania was bad. It was a bad match. I think that the tag match they had with Logan Paul
was bad.
Probably Logan Paul's worst match in WWE. Definitely, I think.
I don't know, that AJ Styles one he had at Mania was shit.
Yeah. But,
yeah, it was just...
Cody Rhodes had a better match in Hell in a Cell when he had a torn quad than he did at...
when his pec was torn.
Yeah, his torn pec, sorry, yeah. When he tore his pec off his shoulder, and he had a better match there than he did at Money in the Bank.
The show was a bit of a... I mean, even the women's Intercontinental match wasn't as good as their last outing.
No, although I have to say, for me, and I know you'll disagree with this, match of the night, I wasn't enthused by either winner of them. And I know a lot of WWE people
I told you Naomi was the bookie's favourite.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the women's one, though. I did enjoy the women's match. But yeah, I mean, I would have preferred one of the other.
Devil's Kiss on the Ladder.
Yeah. I mean, I would have liked, because, I've been rooting for the NXT stuff, so I would have liked to see, like, a Stephanie win it or something.
Yeah, that was what I was really hoping in for Stephanie.
Because that would have made, like, coming up and then winning that straight away. Excuse me. Yeah, I thought that would have been good. But yeah, not inspiring. We could go into all this. I mean, WWE's got so much shit coming up. It's just...
They flooded the market and they flooded it with mediocrity.
It's really, there's a lot and it's not good.
Unfortunately, it looks like Evolution is going to need to change drastically since Liv Morgan.
Yeah, I mean, unless they start booking Mr. Iguana, I don't see that.
Mr. How have we gone an hour and 25 minutes without talking about Mr. Iguana?
He's got an iguana.
Genuinely, my favourite event of that weekend
You know what? I really enjoyed that Worlds Collide show. Actually.
Oh wait a minute! Wasn't that the same weekend as Double or Nothing?
It could have been. I still enjoyed the Worlds Collide show.
I definitely enjoyed it more than fucking Money in the Bank. I tell you that much. Yeah,
it was good fun.
Mm-hmm.
Was it the same week?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. There was three. There was an NXT takeover. There was a Worlds Collide, and there was
there weren't a takeover. The Worlds Collide thing was supposed to be like an NXT type.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that was the morning show, and then the thing was. Oh no, because didn't you have a Saturday night's main event the night before?
That was it. Saturday night's main event,
and then on the Sunday you had.
Yeah, because that was supposed to be Truth's final showing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they get rid of him without even announcing. Like they could have.
They can't have been because we've done a show since the Saturday night main event. Because we talked about Truth on our last show.
Firstly, I think we are showing our asses here. We are supposed to be logged into the wrestling world.
Yeah, no, it weren't because the Saturday night's main event was definitely not that night because we've spoke about Saturday night's main event on our last Lobcast and we previewed Thingy, so it was definitely. But when was that? Yeah, because we've already done Double or Nothing. I think they were just both.
Yeah, both... no, it was Money in the Bank.
Yeah, it was just
one in the other. Yeah. The match that Dominic Mysterio had with the AAA bloke was just an absolute pile of nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just I mean, I enjoyed the Worlds Collide stuff. Mm-hmm. Oh, I forgot there was a fucking Dominic Mysterio match. Yeah,
Yeah, and it was nothing. It was absolutely nothing.
No, you had Vikingo versus Chad Gable was very good.
Yeah, but that was Worlds Collide.
Worlds Collide, yeah, Worlds Collide was good.
Yeah, and that Chad versus Vikingo match. Yeah, there's not a single thing on Money in the Bank that I would rather watch instead of Chad Gable versus Vikingo. Yeah. I just actually kind of wish that it was Vikingo. Was it Vikingo versus Chad Gable?
It was.
Yeah, no, because it was El Grande Americano in the Money in the Bank.
Who was?
Chad Gable was El Grande Americano in Money in the Bank.
No, Chad Gable ain't Americano.
I'm not going to do this.
This is just rumour and speculation.
I am not here.
No.
I am not here to be their kayfabe.
El Grande Americano has been a staple of Mexican wrestling for the past 30 years.
Do not do kayfabe, Dave.
You're just mistaken. And for the record, he was wearing Chelsea Green's boots the other week.
Shall we move on to Wrestle Club?
Americano forgot his boots and he was wearing Chelsea Green's boots, alright?
Shall we move on to Wrestle Club, Dave? Shall we move on to Wrestle Club?
Let's go on to Wrestle Club.
I don't want to bring out my Glenn from It's Always Sunny voice.
So, you recommended to me Daniel Bryan versus Bray Wyatt from Royal Rumble 2014?
Yeah.
I watched it. I mean... Daniel Bryan always has a good match. It was a fine match. I think, again, the video package didn't really tell me a lot of what was going on. So a lot of it was just a fun...
Just a fun match.
Fun Daniel Bryan match for me.
I mean, I'm running out of the good shit to show you.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing is as well, when it comes to Bray Wyatt as well, is unfortunately, I missed Bray Wyatt's entire run in WWE.
Yeah.
I didn't see his debut. I didn't see anything.
Genuinely, Bray Wyatt is one of the reasons why I hung on to WWE for so long.
I mean, I remember seeing a few promos here and there and things like that. But, I've seen a few matches, but, I missed the whole run. So, these storylines of that just don't hit with me, really.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a fun match. I mean, to be honest, I watched it a couple of weeks ago. Amongst the God knows how many hours of Dynamite and Collision and stuff, and rewatching our top 10 over and over again. But yeah, it was fun. It was I can't really comment too much on it. What did I recommend to you? Oh, I recommended you a Ring of Honor throwback, didn't I?
Yeah.
Did you watch it again?
Do you know what? I actually think I've forgotten.
It was Colt Cabana versus.
Oh, Toriano, yeah. Oh, I watched that as soon as you left.
Oh, yeah, because it was only 10 minutes of silliness.
It was literally 10 minutes. I almost went onto eBay and tried to buy his DVDs.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I almost tried to. Yeah.
That's one of them matches.
If I ever go to an event and he's there, I want him to sign one of my DVDs.
Yeah. I mean, how long was it? Was it about 10 minutes or so?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just one of them matches I don't mind putting on YouTube every day. Yeah. Just watching because it's just stupid.
Just fucking nice fun. Do you know what? He was in a G1 once.
Or was he?
Yeah. Guess who he beat in the G1?
Did he beat Okada or something?
He didn't beat Okada. It's similarly stupid.
Who did he beat?
John Moxley.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Never mind. Well,
it's like the only one that he won. And I think, like, if John Moxley had won that match, he would have won the whole thing. Or at least he would have gotten into the knockouts, yeah.
Well, I mean, for this week's one, I've gone a bit lazy because obviously I've been watching all these AEW matches over and over fucking again. But so this is more for anyone who's still listening at this point, as opposed to you, because I know you've seen this. But I've noticed that AEW have started putting full matches on their YouTube channel.
Oh, nice, yeah.
So for people who are not familiar with the back catalogue of AEW, like check that out because there's some cracks on it. But the one that stuck out to me was Revolution 2020 Young Bucks versus Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega, and possibly the best tag team match I've ever seen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Possibly. It is possibly the best tag team match ever, and I've seen some good ones. So that one popped up on there, and I thought, yeah, I've got to recommend that to anyone who's not seen the look, because, you know, there's people who've watched, I mean, there's possibly people listening to this, I don't know, but there's people who have not seen the first few years of AEW, and because that's just before the world shutdown. That was
that was literally it was like
that was the last big show before the world. It was a couple of weeks before the world shutdown.
Yeah, because the next one was Double or Nothing, and that's what gave way to Stadium Stampede. Could you imagine, like, without that original Stadium Stampede,
we wouldn't have Anarchy in the Arena and stuff. Yeah.
And what a different product AEW would have been.
I know.
I don't know, like, you know,
it could have been better though, because you could have still had the because they was on one.
They was on a tear,
when that was going. So,
and honestly, the pandemic, if anything, made them stronger, made the weekly booking better. Tony Khan didn't have to fucking worry about a football team that wasn't allowed to play football.
Yeah. And that was the best pandemic. Not that I go back and watch pandemic wrestling.
No. It's depressing.
I mean, to be honest, I've been meaning to watch some because my mother-in-law has bought me. She for a while she was buying me wrestling DVDs. So she bought me some WWE ones, and a couple of them are like 2021 and stuff. And I've never put them on.
The Thunderdome era is a bad era.
So I've not put them on. And the thing is, it's like, why would I put them on there? Because I could just go on Netflix.
The only people I think made pandemic wrestling truly work, apart from AEW, Ring of Honor did a pure title tournament, and I don't expect you to like this because this is literally nothing but.
I remember them doing it,
and it's one of my favourite tournaments.
Because that's when they started introducing like the round matches and stuff. Yeah, like Jonathan Gresham and things like that.
I thought that was absolutely fantastic because that was just the crunchiest technical wrestling I've ever seen.
Yeah,
anyway,
I've stopped watching.
I'm not going to recommend. Although I do think that stuff, I'll have to have a look at that. That could be something I recommend in the future. But at the moment, I'm like, right, Dave has not been impressed with anything that I have recommended to him from the last 15 years of WWE.
To be honest, though, honestly, has anyone been impressed by anything from the last 15 years of WWE?
I'm getting tetchy. I'm getting desperate. So the thing that I have decided, and once again, maybe I've overrated this because I've gone back and watched a lot of NXT recently, and it's not been as brilliant as I remember. For example, like Samoa Joe's run in NXT has been completely eclipsed by the stuff that he did 5-10 years later in AEW. But let me just remind myself what show it is. Dave just okay, It's on Facebook at the minute. That's not what I wanted. Yes. Right. This is Takeover Toronto. This is the Revival versus DIY. Okay. Genuinely one of the greatest ever tag team matches at the time that I had ever seen. I do not know. I have not seen it in ages. I remember absolutely when I was on my last podcast, this is one of the matches that we covered.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I'm quite intrigued about this because I do like FTR, aka the Revival.
DIY literally
and
was just on your top 10 list.
I've been enjoying a bit of DIY stuff. I mean, the SmackDown tag team division is one of the highlights of SmackDown.
Absolutely.
As well as Tiffany Stratton. So, for different reasons. But still. Yeah, I quite enjoy. Yeah, I will check that out. We will link both matches in the doobly-doo down below, as per usual.
Yeah.
And have you got anything else you want to talk about? We done our top 10s.
We've done our top 10s.
I waffled in the middle.
Yeah. Talked about the three things.
I so want to edit some of that shit out, but we can't do edits. It's just like, it's bad. It's badly.
We'll have a listen to it. I want to listen to it anyway.
Yeah, I know you want to listen to it.
I want to listen to it anyway. Do you remember what the timestamps were?
I don't know. No. I was too busy trying to stop having a brain fart.
Say the words, Dave. Say the words so we can end the torture.
Well, you want me to tell them to... Yeah, go on then. Fuck off.